Ladies and gentlemen, we have a big day ahead of us today. We have the Amplify 6 grand finale. We've got 3 teams left. We got 2 or 3 matches ahead of us, and one team is going to come out on top. I'm very excited. My name is John Slater, also known as JP Givner, and I'm here with my good friend Aran. How are you doing, my man?
Yo, what up? I'm doing well, and I'm also equally excited. Even if I do not have the JP Givner energy, I'm ready for these matches.
Hey, no worries, man. Hey, energy comes in all different shapes and sizes, all different forms. So you know what? I can tell you're pretty excited. I mean, hey, it is your team playing, but either way, I am pretty excited. And yeah, first match of the day, Inkling Feet IF versus Requiem RE. So here's the thing. I feel like 9 times out of 10, like the average person would expect Requiem to come out on top, but Inkling Feet has had an amazing run this tournament, and I am so excited to see what they can do today. It's going to be absolutely incredible seeing them play this match out, because Requiem is another beast that they have to get over. That's another obstacle they have to overcome, just like XI and HD. They've already proved they can do it. Can they do it again here? We're going to find out.
Yeah, you certainly would question if IF can keep going. They've already pulled off a miracle upset, not just once against XI, but twice against HD. You know, a team coming into this that most people were expecting to be in Division 2, definitely not Division 1. But now they've sort of showed that they can play at this higher level, but, they're going to have to keep going.
Absolutely. And hey, they've gotten to this point. They're guaranteed a podium spot, and we're gonna see what happens. Again, IF definitely the team, definitely the hot team right now, because not many people expected them to be in this position. But RE still a beast of a team, and IF is definitely not going to have an easy time in this match. It's gonna be tough for them to make it to the finals. RE also going to be tough for them to make it to the finals. I think this is going to be a really close match, and I'm super excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I definitely hope that we do see a close match here. Been a team that has consistently been making playoffs in Division 1 for the past several seasons. They came off a bit of a rough loss against World Friend Star, losing by quite a large amount, and I think that's really going to motivate them to try to beast up in this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, the match is going to be starting soon. And whew! I know we've been basically saying the same thing for the last 2 minutes, but holy pepperoni! Amplify 6 losers finals coming up. It's gonna be lots of fun. The hands are getting warmed up. The hands are getting warmed up. I'm looking forward to this. There is, what is that? 3, 6, 9, 10 people in the room right now. Gonna be starting up right quick. Taking a look at the lineups from what we can see right now. I know on Requiem's side, I believe that's Saika, Saru, Dax, Toad, and Tricky. So we have 5 RE in the room. That's what we know so far. And then on IF's side, we got Varo, Tynan, Civil, I believe that is,
Yes.
Michael Bachiller, and Reese.
Yeah, and there is one more player from IF waiting to be the last to join the room. We're going to be seeing Roberto coming in.
Yep.
And then I'm not exactly sure who's missing from RE. Looking at their lineup, maybe I think Power.
Yeah, I think it would be either Power or Demon.
It's going to be interesting to see who that last RE player is, because obviously Power and Demon, both very strong players.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's really good for RE now. Like, now they have, like, a really good level of depth to themselves, because I feel like last season, before they had Demon, they were kind of cycling through some of the same lineups every single time, pretty much. Like, you could, like, at some point last season, you could literally guess the 6 people they would use in almost or all of the matches that they played. But now with Demon and Saika as well, and maybe like another recruit, I think they added 3 people. I could be wrong. But either way, definitely more depth, able to cycle with more lineups and really bring out the best lineup they possibly can.
Yeah, I actually think Saika might have been an ad that flew a little bit under the radar. I think they picked him up from Dynamite Alpha.
Yeah.
If I'm correct, but he has really improved a ton recently, and he's sort of become a standout player, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be really cool seeing him play today because, you know, a standout player, and we also got a standout team in IF. So, you know, lots of new faces today on a stage like this. Going to be a lot of fun seeing these teams go at it. I honestly don't know who's going to come out on top. It's going to be insanely close, I think.
Yeah, I honestly don't think anybody would have picked Inkling Feet to be in this position. And actually, their last player is Dayan from Requiem.
Oh, that makes sense.
I
Yeah,
cannot
man,
believe
more
I
players
forgot
than I
him,
thought.
dude.
Jesus Murphy.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that, yeah, damn. And now Roberto's going to be coming in soon. And then we'll be getting the show on the road. So, Aran, what do you think is going to happen in this match? Who do you think is going to win? Potentially by what amount? What do you think?
Honestly, if I have to just predict it from what I think is going to happen, I probably see Requiem winning this. I think it's going to be a pretty close war for at least the first half. But I think Requiem has a ton of experience in Division 1. And I honestly think their experience might help them gain an edge over Inkling Feet.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, fair enough.
Getting it started here now. One thing I do want to note is that we don't see Power here in this lineup, and he's obviously a very strong player, someone you'd basically expect to see in every Requiem lineup. So I wonder if that's going to have any effect at all, not having him here.
Yeah, that's a very good point. In my opinion, I feel like Power is probably their best player, so that's definitely a factor. But I feel like when you have a team full of players who are generally like really, really good, I feel like even losing or like not having your best player or one of your best players, it's not the biggest nerf, I would say. I think Requiem is still in good hands today. They've got a really strong lineup, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do. I think Aran's having some technical difficulties right now, so it's just me for the time being. But we're getting started. GBA Mario Circuit, and yeah, it makes sense that IF picks this because, yeah, we can see Ari already in the very, very front. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the Amplify 6 Losers Finals, the grand finale, the whole day coming in soon? Let's get started. All right, here we go.
We might be starting off with some backing action here. Varo in the... This is Varo's point of view, right? I believe this is Varo. We're starting off with Varo. He's going to try to play this from the middle, it seems.
Yep, makes sense.
Not sure who's in the front exactly. Wario is Dayan. That's good to know. I think the DKs are IF players in Tynan and Roberto. I think we see Mike in second here. He's trailing. Unfortunate there. It looks like
Varo took him out right away, unfortunately. So it's looking like we know Ari's in first. We know that for sure. Oh, the backspam coming in. Yeah, that was pretty good for Dax.
Yeah, Dax was really grinding for that backspam there. That was early, and that was a really good hit that he connected with Varo. But it still looks like a 3-4-5-6 from IF, sort of playing more towards the front on a track that's viewed more as a bagger.
Yeah, we know Roberto's in the back, so he could potentially be going for shock. We don't know. That's not the greatest pull for Varo getting the plant, especially when a red's coming in hot. Can't do much about that when you got the plant.
Yeah, indeed,
so we know.
But
the shock comes in! The shock comes in! That's an IF shock. They're going to be coming in hot.
Yeah, indeed, that is an IF shock, and Roberto pulled that while bagging. I was going to say the pack didn't look too close, but it didn't really matter because they got shot away.
Yep, absolutely. That sucks, getting the star stolen. I feel like Varo maybe should have used the star earlier, but either way, still able to get a box in 7, so that's really good. Going to be able to most likely get a top spot. This horn, though! Okay, horn comes in.
Was so dangerous.
Oh, Roberto's coming in hot!
With the plant.
That's a top 4 for IF! That's a top 4 to start it off!
Top
IF
4,
with
8,
an
9.
amazing first race!
Yeah, Roberto just pulled that shock, and it came in so clutch for Inkling Feet. They had the perfect mix of top and bottom presence there to make a really great usage out of that shock. Toad kind of did damage control there, because if he didn't land that horn on, I believe he hit Reese and possibly another player, maybe Varo, then that could have been a top 5.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean, hey, at this point, it's like, whatever you can do to help your team out a wee bit, you just gotta do it. It doesn't matter if it's big or small to help your team. Whatever works for you. And yeah, top 4, 8, 9 for Inkling Feet. Starting off really strong, plus 28. And Requiem's gonna have to do some damage control. Wario Stadium, this is a big pick for IF.
Yeah, if you are Requiem, this is not the track you want to be going after that race. Obviously, Inkling Feet has the runner's advantage. They have a ton of these top spots, but they're gonna have to look out because Requiem is behind them still, and they're gonna be trying to throw some items up to disturb this top four before they can break away.
For sure. Yeah, potential for shrooms, potential for greens. Gonna see what happens, but Roberto already taken out someone from RE. So that's gonna help IF quite a bit already.
Honestly, being able to trail the team behind you at the start of Wario Stadium is always super risky, and Roberto has to be very happy that he was able to land that trail and get his teammates more of a breakaway there.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, Varo in a bit of a tough spot. He couldn't really do much about getting bumped there, but he's in the back, which honestly, considering IF starting in the very front, isn't necessarily a bad thing, even though IF is now in, like, yeah, kind of in the middle now. I feel like Requiem did a really good job pushing to the front as much as they could. So even if IF, on the slim chance that they are... Wait. Dude, I think Ari's in the front now, like the very front.
Yeah, it looks like a good amount of...
What's going on, bro?
That bomb. I think that
this
was
race is all over the place, man.
Yeah, that bomb had to have come out from Mike, perhaps in the first place position now. It looks like a 4, 5, 6 from IF, so they kind of did come up a little bit. They still have... Requiem still has 2-3 on Mike, though, and Tricky getting taken out.
So it looks like IF is still controlling this race for the most part.
Indeed.
Even though they're in bottom 2, I think they have a good sandwich going right now. They're making the sandwich, making it crisp.
I think we're looking at a top 4, bottom 2 from Inkling Feet, perhaps, because we saw that bomb coming out and taking out 2 of Requiem, and then I saw Civil pull up into the second place, and Tynan up there as DK as well. So honestly, right now...
Yeah, Civil's the Roy. I was thinking that. So IF's bottom 3, yeah. This race has been all over the place. But I do think IF is top 2. Oh, never mind. Well, it is possible if they have like a Hornet or something, but I feel like Requiem might be in first.
It could have possibly been that Mike had been in first
the Horn.
for so long.
This could still be a top 3 for IF. You never know.
Yeah, looking at least possibly a first place here. It looks like Saru died, so they're not gonna avoid a bottom 3 that we were looking at earlier.
Let's see.
This could still be a strong race.
Yeah, that's still pretty good for IF.
And Saru got last, actually.
Yeah, not to the same degree as last race, but still a pretty good race for IF.
Yeah, honestly, it just comes down to IF being able to hold their top spot. That bomb was so huge. I think either taking out 2-3 or 3-4 from Requiem, and after that, Mike was really just chilling in first.
Yeah, I feel like that race was all over the place, to be honest, because IF started in the front, as one would expect, and then Requiem seemed to be breaking into the front like quite nicely. We saw a bunch of IF in the middle going into lap 2, and then the bomb came in hot, and that honestly saved the race for IF, and it really paved the way for them to at least get a winning race. So that really helped them out.
Yeah, looking at some point in that race, IF was bottom 4 almost, I believe. You had Roberto, Civil, Varo, and Reese all back there, but the fact that Mike was able to survive in first and not get double redded allowed him to make a huge play for IF.
100%. Yeah, I feel like in general, first place is just super, super powerful, because even though, like, the blue shell does go for first place, what a shocker, bombs in first are a major factor. So even in Lounge, like, I know that people don't like to be in first because of the blue, but it's like, if you stay in second, you could get bombed. I know Lounge and Wars are super different, but that's a comparison, because that is just what happened to RE. They were behind Mike, and they got bombed.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like people look over the pressure that second place has, because most of the time if you're in second place and your teammates are behind you, you'd think that you're, you know, kind of chilling. Not too much that can kill you unless first lands like a sweaty green or a banana on you. But bomb can just completely destroy your race, and not many people think about it. But it actually looks here like IF sort of had some unfortunate bumps or something at the start, but because we see a lot
of IF falling. This whole time we've just seen IF falling back. We've never seen an RE person fall back. Maybe one or two, but that's it. RE has got to be like at least top 2 or 3.
Yeah, I don't think there's any potential for IF to be in a top spot right now. At least a top 4 spot after that kind of brutal, unfortunate start to the race that we saw. We see Varo in 6th and Tynan in 5th, but Dax with Fire too to sort of just keep them back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Fire's still coming in. Able to take out... Nope, never mind. Okay, so IF back in 3-4-5.
Yeah, but...
Oh, but not for long. Oh, yeah. Varo. Damn.
Varo getting that panic from having a plant behind him. I think IF's
Oh, the
Roberto
red
taking
too,
out there,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's how, like, certain events, like, can just, like, they can all combine together. Like, Varo hit the tree, and as a result, he got redded. So it's like, you've got to make sure that you're on point the whole way through. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
At least he has Toad back here, but it's probably a bottom 2 from IF right now.
Yeah, we know IF is bottom 2 for sure.
Yeah, going back, you know, there's not too much Varo could have done with that plant behind him having to hit the tree. He's just going to have to hope at this point. Saru killed again. That might be a bit of damage control for IF.
I think he's getting last.
He might get last again there.
Oh,
wait. 2-3-4 from IF?
Okay.
How?
Honestly,
we must have missed something there.
While RE did win that race, I honestly think that's a win for IF. Because I feel like RE was able to break into the front so easily, and they were definitely dominating the majority of that race. So the fact that IF was able to only lose that race by 2,
yeah,
good job. But in any case, RE winning the race by 2, that's something. It's something. It's their first winning race. We're going to see what happens after that.
It is indeed something, but, you know, if you're Requiem, you almost have to feel like that race got stolen from you. Mount Wario, a very, very front-heavy track. First place gets all the coins in the world that they need to stay in front. You know, that would probably be why first place survived there. But when you're top 4 and you have fire in 4th, I don't even know how IF broke into those top 4 spots, but they made it work.
I think it might be because, like, if you have, say, triple shrooms, because that's what Varo had. When you have triple shrooms and someone has fire around you, the fire, it really can't do that much to you. If you have all your shrooms and you're able to recover really quickly, so... the fire, it can only do so much. That's the bottom line. And IF able to make up for what they originally lost, so good on them, 100%.
Yeah, that race was honestly a little bit similar to Wario Stadium. Kind of looked like IF got taken out a bunch at the start, but they were able to recover again. So it's going to be interesting to see if IF just has a story of recovering every race from these initial Requiem attacks.
Yeah, it's possible. Like, Requiem has been able to get in the front so... It almost feels like so easily in these races, but it almost looks like the tables are turning this time because, like, Sybil's in first. That could be Tynan or Roberto in second. And we see Waluigi's in the back. So that means both Tynan and Roberto are up there. They're still getting taken out. We can see that on the minimap.
Taking a look now, there might just be full Requiem behind Varo right now because
that was a good plant.
That plant. Actually, yeah, Saru here. Mike was in the back, but it looked like a bottom 3 for Requiem until Varo got taken out there and pulled blue.
That's honestly, like, really, really good. It's unfortunate that he's, like, guaranteed last, but honestly, if you're able to hold down the fort for the team, making sure that your team can get first in, like, top spots and everything, that's the most you can ask for.
Yeah, actually, I think blue here is really good, even if one might not think it. I'm pretty sure we're looking at a top 3 from IF, and a blue here could really mess up what they have going in the front. So, honestly, just holding that and letting Tynan and Roberto run here is just super the play.
Yeah, Tynan and Roberto are really, really good runners. I played with them for a year in DVP. I know for a fact these guys can beast it in the front. So
yeah,
it's gonna take a lot for RE to come out on top. And yeah, there's the shot coming in. This could change things.
Honestly, that shot didn't look too good for either team at the start, but I think they might have tried to get if that was a Requiem shock, they tried to get Tynan after the set, and it looks like it's working.
Just got hit out twice in the front. This could be a really good RE race. IF's getting taken out left and right.
Back there. It looks like bottom 2, 9 bottom 2 maybe from IF right now, and a potential really good.
Oh my goodness, Tynan.
That was
this is looking good for Requiem. Top 4, 7, 9 for Requiem. That is gonna help them a lot. That basically canceled out one of IF's races, like the first race for IF. Completely canceled out now. And we have a war, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a good match on our hands. IF only up 8 on Requiem right now after the first GP. And ladies and gentlemen, time to get going on GP2, baby. Let's go.
Indeed. And actually, you know, we thought at the moment that Varo holding blue was something really good for IF, but something to consider when you're bagging and you pull blue, you can't do an insane amount to really counter the other team if they're going for shock. You can
Yeah.
maybe see if they have it, but you're not going to pull shock or anything that could help you counter it. You know, you have to hold blue. So Requiem just was back there as well, and they pulled shock, and you know, Varo in the back couldn't do anything.
Cheeseland is a very crucial pick for IF. I feel like IF has been very fortunate in these track picks. Like, after their dominant race, race 1, they got the Wario Stadium pick. And now, they got the Cheeseland pick after getting a bad race. So, it's really looking bright for them. If they're able to take advantage of this pick, that's really the least you can ask for at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Just try to take advantage of the picks, given your situation, and just do the best you can.
Yeah, so far each team has been able to capitalize on their picks. I'm pretty sure Requiem picked DKJ, and even if they had to use a shock to get a huge race, they still got a huge race. So full credit to them. They were comfortable with the track that they selected, and they had a game plan and they executed it, and it got them a really good race. So now we're gonna have to see if IF can do the same thing on their track pick.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so Cheeseland, bagging track, another day in the office, so, you know, everyone's all over the place. Got the Waluigi's running, doing what has to be done, and a bunch of people in the back. So, really, we're not going to know who's going to be winning this race, or even that, until, like, lap 2, lap 3. We're going to really have no clue what's going to be happening.
See, both of the DKs from IF are in the back right now. Varo's slowing down on this set. It's interesting to...
Oh!
a
Okay,
shock comes out.
so
That
that's
was
an
a
early shock, probably from RE, I'd say.
I believe that's a Requiem shock, just judging off the fact that neither DK dodged, and now they're in a really bad position in these bottom spots because they don't have any items to take up with them.
It's important to keep in mind, though, that was an early shock. Early lap 2 shock. So, a second shock is a possibility. It could be from IF, it could be from RE, which would be devastating for IF, but we don't know what's going to happen. So, we're going into lap 3, and here come the fireworks, I guess.
Something that is perhaps overlooked about getting shocked on Cheeseland is that you can still catch up even after getting shocked, just because, you know, how many cuts there are on this track. It's going to be interesting to see. Mike getting billed, I think it's a top 2 from Requiem, but Varo has triple shrooms, so he might be able to break in, maybe get a top 3 spot.
Yeah, Varo's looking pretty good right now. Yeah, that's going to be a top 2 for Requiem.
Yeah, that red was giving Varo a lot of pressure.
Oh, he got 4th.
He got 4th. That's a top 3.
Oh, I think Saru was lagging there.
Yeah.
That was Dame and Dax in top 2. I think Saru was lagging a bit there.
Not entirely sure what happened there at that ending, but still a very good race for Requiem.
Yes, absolutely.
There as you sort of need to win a race on Cheeseland most of the time, since both teams are going for it.
Yeah. All that aside, Ari getting a plus 12 race, and now they are beating IF. IF got off to an insane start, but Requiem closing the gap, and now the differential is in their favor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Amplify Losers Finals, and we've got a match here, and I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah, so am I. This is sort of uncharted waters, actually, for Inkling feet. A bit of an interesting statistic is that in the past 4 Amplify wars that Inkling feet is playing, they were never once losing the war. This is the first time they've been losing a war in 2 weeks, actually, in Amplify. So seeing how they handle being down now, after they really haven't been in this situation before, they're either going to put together a stronger effort, or they might fall apart.
Well, hey, you know what? If you can make it to the Losers Finals, if you can make it to a podium position, you already know you got to do what you got to do. You know you can give her full throttle. You know that you do what has to be done, and that's the most you can ask for. Let's see if they can put that to the test on Twisted Mansion. Can they make it to the front? We're going to find out. Mike already taking out one of RE, so that's going to help them a wee bit.
Yeah, Varo also got the draft off of Mike, but he has company here from Saru. Landed a red on maybe someone from Requiem, not too sure because of the lag there, but he's still in second. He has Toad and Psycho behind him, though.
Yeah, I think this might be an RE dominant front right now. Oh, okay, fair enough, the bomb.
Just didn't feel like exploding, but goddamn.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. If Varo didn't get hit there, like, before passing the bomb, I feel like he would have got hit by his own bomb, because that is an incredibly tight spot on the track, and you really got to be careful when you're throwing bombs forward like that, because that can be the difference between you getting a good race or not.
Yeah, that sort of in glider section on TM being very infamous for a spot where you want to try to get the other teams with bombs, but if it doesn't explode, it can be disastrous to basically everyone behind the person who threw the bomb. So that was honestly just a bit of a risky play, but it didn't end Varo too hard, so, you know, fair enough.
Yep, absolutely. And Varo, he's in a really good spot right now. Even though he's in 6th, I honestly think he's in a spot where he could even win the race right now. So he has 2 shrooms. I don't know if I would have used that shroom there, but nonetheless, he still is able to get in the first.
Yeah, it
And,
looks
oh,
like
damn, the
he
red.
get into first to secure a top spot, but, you know, having all of Requiem behind him, hitting him out, there's a blue coming.
Oh, the Nanas, yeah. Getting hit by air, not the greatest spot to be in.
I think we're looking at, right now, at least probably a top 2 from Requiem. It's going to be interesting.
We're
to see
only
if they can
seeing
really
IF
do
back
anything.
here, I think.
Yeah. Saw a bomb
Yeah,
on the
this
bottom
is looking
half.
really good for RE. RE's definitely controlling the front right now. No
Yeah,
doubt about
Reed's
that.
back here now.
Varo
I
getting
think
7th, though.
It got took out as well. That might be a really strong race.
Well, it's
Roberto and Mike
definitely a good
there.
race for RE, but not an absolutely insane race. So RE definitely still taking a win, and considering how close the war is, you know, that's fair. And even then, they won the race by 18. Like, that's still a really, really good race. In a close match like this, that's really good.
Yeah, indeed. And, you know, I think that sort of just came down to the fact that at the start of that lap 1 on TM, it seemed that Varo was the only one who was up there. Maybe IF just didn't get any shrooms for that first cut, and Requiem was after Varo died, Requiem was just sort of established themselves in the top spots, and there wasn't any shocker or play like that to take Requiem out.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that I think is really important to mention is that despite this war being really close, we've had 6 races so far, and Requiem has won the last 4 races. I think that is a pretty bad sign for IF, and they're going to have to do something about that if they want to keep this war as close as it is, or turn it in their favor. Because Ori has the momentum right now, and if they get another good race, it's going to take a lot to change that.
Yeah, Requiem winning 4 races in a row is something that shouldn't be overlooked. They have all of the momentum. I honestly think IF needs a winning race now, or else just the time is ticking on whether they can win or not. Still a good amount of races left, but if you let RE have the momentum, they're just going to run away with it.
Yeah. I mean, momentum or not, the war is still close. So I feel like if you're IF, you've got to think of it this way. Like, it's a new race, it's a new opportunity, it's a new time to give her full throttle, and you just got to do what has to be done. You've got to push to the front, especially on a track like Meadows, because this track can be really hard to catch up on sometimes. So I think if they can start to control the front, if possible, then that could be what helps them potentially win this race.
Yeah.
We know there's a DK and Roy up there, so that's IF. Potentially both DKs up there.
I'm not
So,
sure
we'll
in this situation what took out Tricky, but I saw Tricky dying.
Ooh.
Varo with clutch
This
shrooms.
is top 4, top 3.
Oh, wow.
Top 4, yeah.
It is the top 4.
Oh
because
my
Roberto's
god!
up there. Now
IF
he
is
has fire.
really dominating the front right now.
Varo has to be careful with this fire. It actually looked like he took out a Requiem member, perhaps there, who was trailing a bomb, but now Varo getting taken out. I think Reese is back here as well, but it still looks like a bottom 2, bottom 3 from Requiem.
Yeah, I think right now, IF could be as much as like top 4 right now.
Yeah.
So
Varo
that's really good for them.
goes
I think Mike is in
for the
second.
coin,
That could be
though.
top 4 for IF.
Yeah, a coin was not what Varo wanted, though. He's going to be back here. I think we just saw Mike get taken out with triple greens.
Ooh.
That
All right, we're going to see what happens.
Zaru. Roberto
We know that
down here.
IF at the very least got top 2.
Yeah. A top 2 is still pretty huge.
Let's see what happens. A top 3,
3,
7, 8,
top 3,
11.
7,
Okay,
8.
that's good. That's really
Yeah.
good for IF. They may not have won the race by a whole lot, but that's really, really good for them.
Yeah, I still think that is a very solid race for them. Obviously, probably not what they were hoping for after they saw that initial top four, top five, but they are right back in it with Requiem, only down by 4. And, I was talking about momentum. We'll see how important that was, but that's a good race for IF.
Yeah, for sure. One winning race, it is all it takes for you to really swing the match into your favor. And just like that, IF completely canceled out Requiem's winning race on race 6. They won that race by 18, and now IF is only down 4. So, hey, we have 5 races left, and it's time to see what happens. Water Park, I think this track is pretty hype.
Yeah, this is a track that IF has been picking consistently throughout the tournament. Something they're confident on. Mike, Tynan, and Roberto, very strong runners. Reese as well on Water Park. So, they're going to rely on it for their top 3, and it's going to be interesting to see, can their top 3 avoid getting taken out like we saw on Mount Wario?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like this could be, a really, really underrated running track in the game. Because I feel like it could be, known as a running track, but people often overlook it, I feel like. You don't see this track that often in Wars. So I find this really interesting.
I agree with you, just because when you think of a running track, Water Park doesn't really come to mind. You would probably think more about Wario Stadium or Tick-Tock Clock, things like that. But, IF is comfortable running on this track, and they've relied on it in the past. So, they are picking it, and I think it gives them an advantage.
So I think right now it looks like IF is 1, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think Tynan is in the back. Tynan and Roberto. DK's in the very back.
Yeah.
But looking really good for them.
Yeah, actually, it looks like now maybe a 2 through 5 because I see Mike.
Oh, Mike got taken out
back there. That might have been a risky back from Requiem though, unless he had double protection in first. Actually, no. Top 4 from IF right now.
Oh my! This is gonna be tough for RE.
Yeah.
Because
the pack doesn't seem too
separated. I don't know how much they'll be able to do a shock here if they get it.
Yeah.
Because the pack is close. So, while they could, if they do get a shock, while they could still win the race, I don't know if they'll be able to fully flip it.
Yeah, it just looks to me like they had somebody from Requiem go all the way back there, but I see stars being chained in the back, so I doubt that this top 2 from IF is going to be disrupted. Even top 3 with Tynan right there.
This is looking good. Oh, Tynan got taken out. I think he'll still get a top spot though.
That's still at least a top 2. Looks like Roberto died as well there, but
oh top 2, 4, 5, 6 for IF.
That's the race they were looking for on Water Park. They were able to hold those spots, and I think Requiem realized they needed to be bagging too late. They started bagging at the start of lap 3. I don't think they could really do anything starting lap 3. If you pull a golden or a bill, you're not going to be able to chain enough to get a shot.
Oh, and they're probably going to be picking plant slide too. Fair enough. Oh, never mind. Okay, anyways. I think something that's really important to bring up about Water Park is that, like we were talking about, it's an underrated runner. But I think even more so than that, while it is a really good runner, especially for IF, there's a chance that RE wasn't used to that track, which is why IF was probably able to take advantage of that, and that race was just fully in their favor.
Yeah, for sure. Being an uncommon track, RE probably hasn't played it nearly as much as other tracks like DKJ, Stadium, and Tick-Tock, so it really worked out for IF. But now we're going to a bagging track. I think the last bagging track was Cheese, and it did not work out for IF at all. Requiem getting a shock and just dominating that race. So we're going to see if IF is able to sort of do what Requiem has consistently done with shocks this race.
Yeah, and I think one way or another, this is a very entertaining match.
Indeed.
we saw IF start really strong, then Requiem won the next 4 races, and now IF has won the last 2 races, and now they're back up to their lead of 20 points. It's really exciting, and there's definitely no way of telling which team is going to win this match yet, so we're just going to see how it plays out. I think Desert is a really good track to disrupt the momentum as much as you possibly can, and who knows, maybe IF could maintain the momentum. You never know. This is a very random track. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens after this race.
Yeah, I cannot remember watching a war this back and forth, at least from the caster's seat in recent memory. Very close, very evenly matched, but, you know, as you said, this track is random, and I think that might have been... Was that a lap 1 shock from Requiem? Probably.
Yeah, that was a... One way or another, it was an early shock, and it probably won't mean too much in the long run. I think there's a very, very high chance there's going to be a second shock, and I think at that point, we'll have a much clearer idea of which team is going to be on top. Because, like, we hardly acknowledged that shock at all just because it was so early that it didn't feel that relevant.
Yeah, with this track being such a long track, and with so many... I saw Varo stopping out there. Yeah, that had to be an IF shock. Varo with a golden. That's a pretty good item, but he doesn't have anything in his pocket to take that infamous ultra cut.
Yeah, that was a good play on him trying to get these boxes here instead of just going for the cut, because you got to have that backup item. That's really important.
Yeah, unfortunate that he chained a single shroom, but, you know, it should still work out for him if he can get this chain here. IF looks to be in top 2 right now, but they have... I think Tynan is in the back there, Reese as well, so it's going to be a bit risky.
Yeah, I think it's like an even mix of players in the back, and we know IF is getting top 2. This could be a 3-6 for RE, so this could be a relatively even race for the most part.
Yeah, it looks like a top 2, maybe top 2 8 for IF.
This could be really good for RE even.
Yeah,
well, not like really good, but they won the race.
But yeah, that if you're RE and IF pulls that shock there, that got them so clearly into top 2, and then to get that race result, I think what 3-8 or 3-7.
3-7, and then they got 9th as well.
That's really solid if you're Requiem.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like when you're getting to the later stage of the match, like these like small wins can be really good. Unfortunately, it's not the greatest for RE because they are losing. It's definitely not the worst because this is race 9 rather than getting a +6 race on, say, race 11. So they still got time to potentially get that game-changing race, and we're gonna see what happens. We see for the most part, two pretty solid running tracks, I would say. Sunshine Airport, Cloudtop Cruise, a little bit of shoals here and there.
That's interesting to see that Requiem is opting to go with a running track, but they don't get the pick. It's SA. Sunshine
Airport. Weird one.
I am a little bit intrigued by this pick because the potential for Requiem in 3-7 to get at least a shroom, maybe in 6-7 at the very least, is quite high, and they can take that cut after the set.
Yeah, this is the way I see Sunshine Airport. I feel like this is one of the craziest wildcard tracks in the game because, on one hand, if there's no shock, this is probably the best running track in the game. However, if there is a shock or two, it's probably more of a begging track. So it's like, it's all over the place, and I feel like regardless of which team comes out on top within like the first lap and a bit, I don't know how much is going to matter. It really depends on the shock situation here.
Yeah, I just want to note right now, I think we're looking at least a 1-3-4 from IF. Mike, Tynan, and Roberto, the trio is up there. Saru trying to penetrate. Varo here as well, so it looks really strong for IF, but you have to consider what you said. If there is a shock, then it is a bagging track, and if you look in last place, you see that Waluigi on the map all the way back there.
Yeah, if that Waluigi tries to go for shock, and actually gets it, regardless of who it is, I feel like that team is going to win the race.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree on that point, and all I've been seeing right now...
Not getting the fire out, unfortunately.
All I was
Had
seeing
some time,
was...
but maybe just panicked a wee bit there. I mean, hey, we don't know. Either way, gotta just look past it, move on, just try to do the best you can moving forward.
Yeah, I think we saw Dayam actually get up into first place now. There is Tynan all the way in the back too, but Requiem able to get into those top spots. Probably a 2-3 from IF right now, but that's still, you know, not as strong as their
looking like it.
situation.
Oh no, that
That
sucks.
was a horn from a ghost there. that really does suck. They're 10-12 right now. Tynan chaining something, so I doubt we see a shock and play here.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be. No, Dam didn't get taken out, so. But it does look like IF is 2-3 potentially, or at least seconds.
Yes. He has a build passing him. He probably doesn't want to get that bottom 2.
What's gonna happen?
It's gonna happen here.
No
Mike
shock.
getting taken out too.
I
Looks
don't
like
know
Mike
who
got
won that
on the line.
race.
I think we're gonna see a pretty good race out from Requiem. Oh, well,
Close race. Close race.
indeed.
Requiem only won that race by about 8.
Yeah.
Winning race by 8 for RE. Holy pepperoni! This is a
Wow,
close
man.
match.
Yeah,
I have up 6 going into the last 2 races. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a match. Amplify 6, losers finals. Winner of this match goes on to play World Friend Star. It is going to be one hell of an afternoon.
Yeah, this is a nail biter now for sure. It could go so many different directions in these last 2 races. Something Requiem did that last race that was very good was they hit Mike on the line. I think Mike was consistently in a top 4 spot that entire race. I think he just got brutally killed on the line there and sent from at least a top 6 spot down into bottom 4. And that probably won Requiem the race, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, pretty close races, these last 2. And we're about to finish the war. 2 more races to go. We're going to see what happens. Cloudtop Cruise? Definitely a runner for sure. But again, the shock situation, there's 2 target shock spots. And we're going to see what happens. I think this is definitely one of those tracks where you want, like, a good chunk of people from your team in the front. And, like, minimal people in the back. But enough to the point where you still have that opportunity to maybe get shock.
For sure.
That could be a game changer.
It's pretty clear as to why Requiem picked this track. Out of that 2, 3, 4 for IF, 2 of those players were inwards. You had Reese and Roberto in 2, 3. And that's a sub-optimal track, to say the least, if you're an inward player, because you cannot take that initial super bounce. You're losing time there.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it's necessarily like a terrible thing, but yeah, it definitely is a factor nonetheless. I think you just really gotta look past that, take advantage of, you know, where you can capitalize just in general on the rest of the track, and just try to stay in the front if you can.
It looks like, you know, we saw Varo and Reese get taken out here, but 2, 3 from IF, I think.
Yeah, it's looking like a 2, 3, 4, I think.
2, 3, 4, 6. Tynan spinning on the minimap, but I guess
he's up there still. He's up there.
Yeah. Dayam is in first.
He's
holding it down. They're gonna have to find a game plan to take him out. They're now 2 through 5. It looks like.
Yeah, Dayam's in a really bad spot right now. I don't think he'll be able to keep first.
Yeah, Dayam is going to be trying to survive as long as he can, and then also wondering, is this Requiem?
Varo's slowing down.
Oh,
okay. Well, wow. I actually can't tell who shocked that was because IF did get target shocked.
I saw Mike dodge there, but I'm pretty sure that was still a Requiem shock. I think that was
probably
just predictable for IF to know that they were going to get called on that TS, but you still see so many of Requiem up here. Triple greens, really nice for Varo. He has to be careful, though. Oh, that boomerang.
Huh. Yeah, it looks like Ari's definitely getting more so into the front. We see the variety characters in IF getting pushed to the back. So...
Yeah, I think I just saw Mike die there.
Oh, no, sniping himself.
Sniping himself and Dayam there, but it's top a lot for Requiem right now.
Yeah, that's more of a loss for IF because Varo was one of IF's only top spots and now getting taken out. It's not a good sign for IF.
Yeah,
Ari's looking really nice right now.
Toad. Oh, that horn bumped off.
Oh, man.
It looks like that horn took out 2 of IF. That might be... Well, Toad dying, but...
I think Ari still got a really good race there for sure. Well, not like a crazy good race, but still a good race nonetheless.
Interesting to see the shock. That put Requiem in a really good situation. Unfortunate what happened to Varo. That horn could have gone either way, but now Requiem is up 10 with a race left.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I just said that they didn't get, like, a crazy good race, but honestly, given that they won that race by 16 at this stage in the match, that's probably the equivalent of a plus 30 on, like, race 2.
Yeah,
like, that's really good. Being up 10 going into the last race. Even though IF doesn't have to do like a crazy amount to win, it's still something that like they have pressure on. They have to win the next race by 12 if they want to move on to the finals. It's a really close match, and it's coming down to the finale of the losers finals. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get her going. Tick-Tock Clock. Here we go.
Tick-Tock Clock, great for Requiem. You know, they don't have to do an insane amount here. They're up by 10. You know, obviously they want to win this race, or at least minimize their damages, but it's not like they have to get a massive race here. They just have to hold on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think starting in the front is really going to help them here. But honestly, I feel like this track, out of all of the runners, I feel like this is one of the easier tracks to break into the front. Like, even if you have, like, top 3, top 4, getting shrooms, getting greens, like, that's really all you need to really push into the front at the beginning.
Yeah, I think that middle track, that middle path at the start can be really dangerous for your top spots. And it looks like we have Requiem in bottom 2 right now. Even though Varo fell off at the start, there's still a good amount of Requiem back here.
Yeah, I think it could possibly be even for the most part. It depends on where Mike and Reese are.
Yeah, I see a DK in second. There's also a DK in last. I think Tynan got hit off actually on the glider portion.
Okay, so Reese is up here. So it's looking pretty even in the front. Oh, Mike taking it out now. So it could be more so of an RE dominating front.
Nope.
Oh, no, maybe not.
Something
no, definitely not
happened.
now.
I think Reese was able to connect a fire.
Oh my god, what is going on?
IF right now. I have no clue what just happened there, but there's so much pressure from Requiem right now. They have to be concerned about holding these top spots, but there's so many Requiem members piled on behind them.
It's looking almost like a comfortable top 3 for IF.
Yeah, they still have to be so worried right now, though. Breakaway in top 2, perhaps. There's a blue coming out.
Oh, blue's coming in, but they do have shrooms. That's good. Just gotta make sure there's no ghosts, because they are in first slot.
Roberto in last is pretty dangerous. It looks like he's been hit out pretty hard there, but
I'm seeing a lot of IF in the front right now. I think they could be winning this
right now. It really depends on if they can hold these top spots.
Last set is going to change everything. Last set could change everything here.
They have Saru behind them, but I think that's Tynan and Mike there. I see.
This could be it. This could be it.
It really depends what happens here. I see Saru came up.
Saru got third. Okay, we don't know what's going to happen. I think it's a close finish.
Top 2, 4, 5, bottom 2.
I think that's it. I think that's it. It has to be it.
Top 2, 4, 5, bottom 2.
Oh my god!
How much?
IF just won by 2!
IF wins by 2.
IF won by 2!
IF won by 2! The war by
oh my god!
Points. That literally is what 2 points! A war.
Oh my god!
That is what we call a war. Oh my god!
They brought it back at the very end! Oh my goodness!
Running track, they just held those top spots. Even though Civil and Roberto died, they did not let that top 2 go. They held it so well. There was so much pressure there.
Saru almost changed everything
Saru
there.
Had the chance to ruin Inkling Feet's run right there, and they just avoided it. That was really good gameplay from Varo and from Tynan and all those players who were up there. Requiem put up such a fight there, but
absolutely,
IF does not want to lose.
That is true. Massive respect to Requiem. They put on a great fight in a tough match. But IF, on a massive tear in this tournament. Everyone expected them to maybe not even get top 8. But holy pepperoni! I said it again, and now I said it again. But look at them go! They're going on to the grand finals. They're giving her full throttle.
Yeah, that
grand
is
soon. World Friend Star versus Inkling Feet. That name's crazy, but you know what? It's all right. Let's go.
I mean, they certainly have people saying that name a whole lot with this run. That is for sure. You know, full credit to Requiem. IF started off with some very, very massive races, if we remember. And Requiem was not just going to roll over and lose. They put up such a fight. They won 4 races in a row. But it went back to that momentum shift. And I think the momentum shift that IF got gave them just enough so that they could hold on and at least make it close into the last race. All they needed was for it to be close into that last race, and they still had a shot at winning, and they took it.
Yeah, that's truly incredible. What an amazing story. IF just beasting it in this tournament. Like, I don't think anyone expected them to make it to the grand finals, but whoo! This is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun match. Let's not forget that the only team that IF has lost to so far was WF. And even then, that was a very, very close match. So we are in for one hell of a show coming up.
Yeah. Just a bit of insider info on that World Friend Star versus IF match. IF was actually winning come race 8 in that match, but World Friend is probably the best closer team in the entire game. They can close wars out, even when they're losing. And, you know, World Friend Star just came out in the end. They picked their tracks that they were comfortable with and they won. It's going to be interesting because World Friend Star decimated Requiem.
Yeah.
And now, you know, Inkling Feet kept it close and they won by 2 against Requiem.
Yes,
So,
for sure.
can someone defeat World Friend Star? We'll see.
Yeah, and I think one more thing to mention, I mean, once again, obviously, IF, the hot team right now, they've been popping off, which is amazing. But again, Requiem landing the 3rd place on the podium. Gotta give credit where credit's due. They beasted at this tournament as expected. And, you know, they put on a good show. They put on a great show today. And I'm happy that they showed up. We got a good match. And massive respect. Respect all around.
Indeed.
All right, so we got around 9 minutes before the next match. I think we're gonna take a tiny break, as the room's gonna go up in like 9 minutes. So yeah, until the next match. My name's John Slater, JP Givner, and this is my casting partner Aran.
Indeed.
And keep on giving her. We'll be back. We'll be back shortly.